Hello, it's Janet, and I'm giving a follow-up video on the fermented vegetables that I created a couple days ago. So it's been about 4 days, and I put some carrots and onions into this container with the salt water solution to begin the process of lacto-fermentation. The lactobacillus is this healthy probiotic organism that takes these vegetables and makes them even healthier after the process. So, as a nurse, we're always looking for ways to bring healthy alternatives into our diet, suggestions for those that we care about. And I did some other banana peppers here. These are from my garden, so that was kind of fun what to do with them. My husband and I have been eating them all summer long, and they've been delicious. I put them on a pan, foil-lined pan. I cut them in half, clean out the membranes and everything inside the pepper, some salsa, a couple different varieties of cheese, and then we put that foil directly on the grill, and it's delicious. I received that recipe from a friend of mine down in North Carolina. She's an excellent cook, and shout out to Eva. The peppers from my garden, I thought let's use the last of them to ferment using this recipe that came from Homesteading Family, and Carolyn is the wife and mother from that YouTube channel. So using my own banana peppers and some garlic that I got from the garden stand, I tried to be a little bit creative. I cut off the tops of some, taking out the membrane, and I put them in here. Some of them cut side up, some cut side down. Some of them I left whole, putting in the saltwater solution and then putting the cabbage on top to hold them all down. What I realized was that the water was sort of fluctuating, and I thought that's odd. I don't know why it should do that. So I created some more of the saltwater solution and poured it in. Maybe about 4 hours later, it started coming up off the sides and down into this container. What I then realized about a day later was when I had the cut side down, what I think was happening is the bubbles were kind of displacing the water in a weird way, maybe going up into the tip of the pepper and then somehow needing to come back down or push that water down. So later on today, I'm going to rearrange these peppers. I'm going to put them all point side down and cut side up so that when the solution goes back in, it will be there won't be so much of this displaced water. Then I had cherry tomatoes more coming off of my one cherry tomato plant, and they're really delicious, fresh, but you can only eat so many. And I had a couple of Roma tomatoes left over. I did can those Roma tomatoes in an earlier batch, and they came out great, but I just had a few lying around. So I decided in this cute container that I would put both of the tomatoes. If you're looking to do something like this, it is a good thought to use some different containers because you'll figure out what works best. What's kind of fun with this one is it has this narrowing of the neck. And so putting the cherry tomatoes down, I thought, how am I going to keep those down? I could use a piece of cabbage, but I decided to put one tomato down that went in really easy. And the second one had to really kind of shimmy and shake and move in there. It might have busted a little bit, but that's okay. And so it won't come back up through this neck. So these tomatoes are all totally submerged in the saltwater solution. So I'm recording this on the 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Oh, please, I hope that's correct. I think that's what my prayer book said this morning, 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time. The number itself is not as specific as something that I want to share, which is I always thought that ordinary time meant it's ordinary. It's just the priest wears green and it's just an ordinary Sunday. And just a few years ago, I learned that no, it's not because it's ordinary, it's because it's a Sunday that follows in the normal sequence. So it's ordinal numbers, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 25th, and that sequence is what they're counting in the Catholic liturgical calendar. So maybe I'm not the only one who was confused about that, so I'm sharing that with you today. Just a way to bring together some of the basics, which is an ordinal Sunday, 25th Sunday in ordinary time is that sequence. And I'm hoping I get some extra probiotics, some extra nutrition out of these vegetables using the lacto fermentation process. Thanks everyone. Have a great Sunday.